let's now move on to our next event in the street class, as we've now got the Street Rumble Cup, and we were able to survive the Street Survival Cup. We did 3 long races by this game's standards, with the last one being 6 laps long, and as you would have expected, it was carnage almost from top to bottom. But anyway, we now move on to the Street Rumble Cup in our canyon, as we begin with Downtown 2. Okay, let's go. And it looks as though this time around we are only going to be doing 3 laps. Around, well, 3 or 4 laps around each of these tracks is what me thinks. Compared to the rack-filled endurance tests that we had before. Fucking hell. Can I please get one race where I am not intentionally driving like a dick? Or at least 1 lap, if possible. That's honestly what would really help me out right now. If I could just get 1 lap in this race where I am not being a dick. But anyway, I'm right behind Sophia and closing in on her. 1 lap down, still 2 to go. And I managed to catch up to her. Yeah, maybe I should have put upgrades on this thing before doing this. Because my car right now is not in a good position. That was not going to work either way. But anyway, let's see if we can manage to get somewhere with this. Fuck off, you bitch. Have I not been hit by you enough times already? Even though this thing is 4-wheel drive, I still get caught out by the debris. Because there's just so much debris. It's almost impossible to avoid in some areas. It really is. And Jason is almost out. Again. But he's still right behind me somehow, so... And Frank is out, so that just leaves 7 of us. Are the rest of us going to survive? And that's what I intend to find out. While my throat is constantly trying to choke itself, and Jason wrecks. So 2 retirements from this race. Frank and Jason. So there's your top 4. and we had 6 finishers in the end, so let's now move on to race 2. My throat at the moment is not doing very well. So 2 slams, 2 power hits, and 1 super flip. And no top driver rewards, unfortunately, but that's fine. We still have another 3 races to make up for last time, as this time we're heading to Motor Raceway 2. Race route runs through steep hills and features banked curves followed by fast, long straights. Still kind of sucks to say that we don't get to race on dirt here. That's honestly the one thing I reckon that we're missing here. Sorry, racing on snow. Yeah, I meant to say snow. That's what we're missing. We're missing snow. And already the carnage is underway. Like I would have expected. And Sally is forcing me out wide. She's really not putting me in a favourable position. But either way, it doesn't matter because I punt her out the way. And we've got some more wrecks, as Jack has already got some damage, and I hit the sidewall on the bridge, but able to get through with minimal damage. And I think that was a gas pump that Sophia just hit there. But anyway, that's the end of lap 1, and already I'm getting a snap of oversteer through turn 1. As we head through the banked turn 2, and now turn 3, which is not banked. And really trying to make it so Jack is off my ass. That's what I do. Get a little bit of extra boost as a result of that jump. And I managed to avoid further carnage. However, Jack is still behind me, and even though I wasn't going particularly fast, I still somehow got ejected from my car by dragging that sidewall. I have no idea how, but my guy just got ejected for some reason. And getting a power hit on Jason, as both myself and Sophia make our way through. I have actually wondered if it would be easier for me to keep using the cannon instead of getting my third car, because of how durable this thing is. Even though I probably will still use a third car anyway, because, well, I like to make sure of 2 things. The first one is diversity, and the other one is parity, whenever I can squeeze it in. That's kind of what I'm doing here, or trying to do. Final lap here at Motor Raceway 2. Once again, getting oversteer on the exit of turn 1, running the high line in the banked turn 2, and now retaking the lead in turn 3. How far can I go? We'll wait and see. And Jack is now down in the gutter, which means, barring any further ejects from this point, we should pretty much be on our way to winning. And that's what we do. I may have lost in round 1, but I make up for it in round 2, as I beat Jason to the line by 1.23 seconds. And I also set the fastest lap of that race as well with a 55.87. And Jack is 3rd with Sally 4th, Sophia 5th, Frank 6th, Katie 7th, and Ray finished 8th and last. Might as well get the replay whilst I'm here, since this is a track prior to today I have not raced on. I figured it was only appropriate. But anyway, I come out of race 2 as the leader. I'm also pretty sure this thing has a fire extinguisher inside of it. It's either a fire extinguisher or it's a nitrous tank. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a fire extinguisher. I see in the boot of my truck. And there are explosions behind me for whatever reason. But either way, I do manage to score my win. Yeah, I still have no idea why that side impact just quite literally ejected me from my ride. I'm honestly surprised to say that Sophia has kept her ride relatively clean compared to me. That does actually surprise me. Okay, I think that should do it. So, 2 races down, 2 to go. After struggling to get the start I wanted in race 1, I get through race 2 with no problems. Or at least with no major problems. But anyway, there we go. 7 slams, 1 power hit, and another grand for the fastest lap, as Jack got the Bulldozer award and Sophia proved to be both the best wrecker and the blast master. I guess she must have done her shenanigans later on in the race. So I now have a 4-point advantage over Sophia. Jack is 3rd with Jason 4th. Pretty much the top 4 you would expect to be there. And then we have the bottom 4, which are Sally, Katie, Ray, and Frank. So, 2 races down, and 2 to go, as we now head to one of my best tracks, Water Canal 1. And I think because I'm using a truck, I should no doubt be in a good position for this race in terms of durability. But anyway, here we go. And I immediately get some damage done to Ray. And Katie is facing backwards. And I get a further hit on Frank. So, only the start of the race, and yet already I have got some big hits to open up my run. Literally everyone at the moment is just wrecking all over the place. And that's probably the reason why I got those hits the way I did. It's honestly quite remarkable to me to say that I have already been involved in so many incidents. And we're not even at the end of lap 1 yet, and Ray is out. So I'm going to assume those power hits must have been too much for his car to continue. I guess. That was not my intention. And yep. Okay. Okay. Right, keep it together, damn it. Fucking hell. And yep. Still 7 cars running. And a little bit loose there, but able to keep myself in control of my ride. I definitely got some big hits early on in this race with the AI, so there's a possibility that says I might just get the best wrecker award the way things are, or were looking. And the carnage continues. Wonder how much more of it there's going to be before this is all said and done. Answer is, I believe there will be a lot. And Ray is still the only one out. Can I beat Sophia to the line? Not quite. Oh, I do manage to beat her. Even though I did have to reset my car right at the end. Well, whatever. I was kind of beached when I was on top of her anyway, so... well, I still proved to be the most consistent, so that's fine. So Jack wins, myself second, and Sophia third, with Frank fourth, Sally fifth, Katie sixth, and Jason seventh. And Ray damaged out before the end of lap 1. And Jason is still stuck behind my truck. Even though he's basically still revving his car up to the highest possible revs he can get. So 9 slams, 6 power hits, 2 blast outs, and 1 crash out. And just as I would have expected, I get the top driver rewards for Best Wrecker and Blastmaster. Turns out all that carnage on the first lap did get me that extra money. But anyway, there we go. So that's now 1 race out of the last 3 which I have won, and the gap is now 4 points to Jack, with Sophia 3rd, Sally 4th, Jason 5th, Katie is 6th, followed by Frank in 7th, and it is Ray Carter who is 8th and last. Let's now head to Farmlands 1, as my consistency has proven to be a benefactor. I really had to hold on to my car there for a moment. I just caused a ton of damage to Jack. Jesus Christ. That was fucking huge, is what that wreck was. So Jason leads, myself second, and it is currently Jack in 3rd. And I run into the plane. Although amazingly, I don't blow myself up. Unlike the intro. And I hit the motorhome I was not supposed to hit. Anyway, we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, there was no point in even trying to rejoin the track there. I mean, my car was basically in no man's land. Once it hit the dike, it just wasn't going to get out of there, even if I wanted it to. Well, Jason's up ahead of me. I step on the brakes to maintain control of my ride. And there's the top 4 at the moment. Jason leads, myself second with Frank 3rd and Katie 4th. And we've got some real shuffling going on with the bottom 4 at the moment. Even though this thing is 4-wheel drive, it still has the same problems when it comes to clipping the bigger pieces of debris. It just has the same problems. But anyway, doesn't matter because the AI have proven how consistently inconsistent they really are. Because I am very much scoring points. And some of this debris is almost impossible to avoid. And the top 4 still stays the same for now. But we'll wait and see what happens. Katie now passes Frank for 3rd. We'll see what happens next. But Frank comes right back. And this battle for 3rd is not over yet. Just got one corner to go now. Jason is pretty much in a class of his own. And it looks like Katie is going to take P3. Oh, Ray took P3. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, there we go. So Jason wins, myself second, Ray third, Katie fourth, Frank finished fifth, with Sophia sixth, Sally seventh, and Jack Benton, after he got wrecked at one point in the race, wound up finishing eighth and last. My god, that was crazy. But at least I won. Oh yeah, I got the replay earlier on, didn't I? It was at Motor Raceway where I got the replay. I'm also pretty sure those chevrons cannot be knocked over either. But anyway. So, 3 power hits, 1 blast out, and 1 crash out. And I got 3 out of 4 rewards again. Best Wrecker, Blastmaster, and Bulldozer. And my money is really starting to stack up now. So, I only won 1 race in the end, but because the AI were just consistently inconsistent, that was how I won in the end by 11 points. As the top 2 in points finished in the bottom half of the field. So, 11-point victory over Jack, as I scored 1 out of 4, but stayed consistent with my 3 second places. Sophia, after winning race 1, also dropped the ball in terms of her consistency. Jason wound up winning the final race, as he elevated himself from, I think, 6th to 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Then we had Katie 5th, after she was overtaken by Ray on the final lap. Sally 6th, Frank 7th, and then it was Ray who finished in last. But at least he managed to get a podium, so I think he came on strong in the end. So 1 gold, 3 silvers, and now we are up to 30 grand. And now we have unlocked baseball. Da 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 da. I think that's how that goes. Anyway, at some point during the special event, we will be playing ball. Pun intended. And that was now our halfway point of the street class events. As next up we have the Special Street Circuits Cup. And then after that we'll pretty much be unlocked to level 3. So, there we go. The Street Rumble Cup is now done. And next up is the Special Street Circuits Cup, coming in the next episode.